Narrated Sparring Part 1 with Jackson. Specifically this week, we're working on open guard, specifically trying to reverse the position from the open guard, keeping a distance, making sure that we attack the person and not be too defensive about it, keeping our distance, but trying to put the person on the ground and then flip the script, basically. This week, I had a little bit of an injury in my ear, so we prevented a lot of headlocks per se, and that's very necessary to play these games, but it's part of the game. Sometimes we need to adapt and use those constraints to practice something else. So we were playing a little bit, keeping good base. Get up in base is something that we teach in the fundamentals, as you guys know, if you are a student of ours, and this applies everywhere. And here in this situation, my feet were under Jackson in a good position, but my knee didn't stay in the right place, and Jackson redirected my knees, and it's an easy pass. I was keeping my distance very well, but the moment that he got close, I didn't maintain distance. I didn't create any space, and then Jackson just redirected my knees, and from here is pressure forward. And when you have that pressure forward, if you're not creating any space and basically bringing your knees back again in front or balancing your partner, is going to be easier for them to start to pass. So that's what happened here. The moment that Jackson passes, we just reverse roles. Same thing if the person on the bottom reverses the positions and now he's on top, we reverse roles. So in here, my knees cannot come back. His arm is heavy on my shoulder. His head is besides my head, and basically my shoulders are pinned on the ground. Hard to be able to move him, and it makes it very difficult for any type of recovery. I have to really do a big movement to balance him and make him based. And Jackson has very good base here. His head on the ground prevents a lot of the stuff here, so it's just me getting a free chiropractor session. They're just I'm twisted. My legs are looking one side, and then my shoulders are flat on the ground. So there's no point for me to be able to do much. From here, we switch roles. Now I'm trying to pass Jackson's guard and not let him get anything of an advantage, either a submission opportunity or get myself basically on the bottom of the fight. I'm trying to keep myself well balanced and keep the top position as much as I can. So notice that the first thing that I'm trying to focus on is stay low with good balance, trying to attack his feet so that way he cannot off balance me as much. And I'm just changing my levels at the moment, keeping my nose in front of me instead of like over my toes, so that way he cannot be able to balance me there. He did almost like a balancing, keeping my elbow away from my body. So I'm trying to keep my knees closed, keep my elbows tight, addressing his feet, because if I let him just has his feet in front of me, now you can see how my nose as a direction, as a almost like an indicator, my nose is over my toes. So I need to keep my feet underneath, because if not, I'm going to be off balanced. So in this situation, he has a lasso guard. That means that his foot is under my arm, but notice his arm grabbing my sleeve. So I'm very stuck there. The leg, of course, is going to overpower my arm. So he knows that I'm stuck. I know that I'm stuck. So I just got to be patient and have good balance. So I'm trying to almost like close his knee, but you need to be patient here. If I pass his leg, it's like a trap. If I pass his leg, I'm going to get swept. So I'm just trying to posture, keep my balance, stay patient, try to close his knee, but his shin is cutting through my bicep a little bit when I start to like go towards him. It's a powerful grip, so it's not that much that I can do at the moment. I try to pass in a way that I can have like good balance, and I was grabbing his arm, and I'm trying to shove his knee in so that way it's looser, and I can be able to get my arm back. But I lost my balance there, and I couldn't keep the top position there. So he swept me, and then we start now again, me on the bottom of the fight, and then we go. Notice that he already trapped my foot, so I'm already in a disadvantage. So I'm trying to attack and keep my distance, but then he wrapped me up with my own uniform in almost like a rope. So you're going to see my collar is under my leg. So I'm basically trapped. It's almost like a rope. So my knee not do much. So I pass my other leg to try to like push him away. But then he just made sure that he redirected it, and my foot now passed. So I'm basically in the same position that I was before, with my legs on one side, looking away from him, and then my shoulders pinned on the ground. And my uniform is being used against me. You see, like it's just a rope around my legs. Cannot bring it back, so pass the guard again. And then we just laugh about it, because when technique is being used beautifully, we just smile and keep going again. So now from here, I try to keep my balance well. I try to control the distance a little bit. He grabbed the collar again. So I started stay low a little bit. I redirect his feet. He starts to move around. You see, he starts to push around, push away, so that way he can recover his legs in front of me. So I'm trying to do my best to keep his feet out of the way, make sure that his knees are out of the way too. Try to put my head in the center for he recovered. So now I'm trying to do the same thing, keep his feet out of the way. He's trying to open my elbows so that way my elbows and hip is separated, and that's very bothersome, and I lose a lot of balance with that. So I'm doing a good job of keeping that in place and keeping my weight on top of him. But then from here, he just off-balanced me consistently, keeping my arms based out. And you see, notice my elbow just for a second there is being attacked. And that keeps me off balance and busy with other things that he's not passing. And now he's pushing my head away from his chest. I want to put my forehead, on his chest, under his chin, and eventually besides his head. So that way I'm doing the same thing that he was doing to me. So now when I'm trying to just pull my weight on him, he's pushing my face away. And that's just uncomfortable. It's just annoying. There's going to be an opportunity here that I'm trying to pass, but now his leg passed around, and that's the triangle setup. Part 2 coming next week.